Paul, you have been steadfast that Josh Allen is the MVP of this season. What would a win for Josh Allen mean on Sunday?
A win for Josh Allen really doesn't do anything as far as his legacy. I think he's already going to be recognized as one of the great quarterbacks of this generation. He's going to have to win a Super Bowl, because when we go back and look in our crystal balls 30, 40 years from now, we see Josh and Lamar and Mahomes. Those are the cream of the crop. But Josh has to win a Super Bowl because when you reach a certain status, he can't go any higher than what he is because he's probably going to win MVP. He has to win a Super Bowl because now the conversation is where does Josh rank amongst the all-time greats? So while this is important for him, it really doesn't do anything for his legacy. It just says, oh, he got to a Super Bowl. Yeah, getting to the Super Bowl is good, and he'll still be one of the game's greats of this generation. But winning a Super Bowl, we'll be talking about where does he rank amongst the all-time greats in NFL history.
It would mean Paul is right about pretty much everything that he just said, right?
Except for?
He's one step closer to erasing he's good, but.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's one step closer to that, right? That narrative. Oh, he's good, but. Oh, well, he's good, but. He does have to win a Super Bowl. As far as being one of the all-time greats and all that, you can't be an all-time great if you can't get to the Super Bowl.
Right.
At this position.
Right.
He can't be. So he's got to get to the Super Bowl. First step, Super Bowl. Then you try to win it.
Right.
To even be in that conversation as an all-time great. Because if that's the case, Brock Purdy, all-time great. He all-time great? He got the Super Bowl. He all-time great? No, he's not. Joe Burrow, all-time great? No, he's not. They all wind up on the losing end of it. Just like we talk about Lamar, we talk about Jared Goff, we talk about all this. There's always a but. We don't never say but with 15 or 12 or 16 or 7. These are all quarterbacks that went on and won Super Bowls. We never say
multiple.
Not even multiple, one.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. But you never hear him say but.
Right.
So it erases that but narrative because right now he's done everything. We assume he's probably going to get the MVP from the sound of things. But he's gone to Pro Bowls and he's been an All-Pro and he throws the ball all over the place and he's strong and he's fast and he leads the team and he's a good guy and all that. But he's yet to win a Super Bowl, yet alone get to one. So that's, for me, that erases that.
I think it would mean a lot. I think it would be a significant step in his career to get to the Super Bowl and beat Mahomes in the postseason, which he has never done.
But, see, there you go, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we could get to the but first, but the first step to getting to that but is to get past Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and get to a Super Bowl. Yeah. One of the reasons why Joe Burrow has been able to stand on so much, despite the fact that he hasn't been back, is because he went to a Super Bowl. Now, he didn't win, so there is a but still on his career, but he has been there. Yeah. Lamar Jackson has not been there. Yeah. Josh Allen has not been there. When we're talking about the Big Four, they have to also get there. You can't win.
And how did how did Joe Burrow get there?
By beating Patrick Mahomes. So he has 2 of those things checked. Now, he doesn't have MVPs, which Lamar does, and Josh Allen has been to an AFC Championship game, and this is now his second, so this is the next step for him. But when we're talking about, now I'm thinking about every time I say but, when we're talking about legacies, even getting to a Super Bowl is significant in that. Because what if he gets to the Super Bowl, loses the Super Bowl, but goes back again, but Lamar doesn't ever end up going to a Super Bowl, or goes to a Super Bowl and doesn't win, or goes to one Super Bowl and wins? Like, when you're talking about where we rank these guys and evaluating them against their peers, all of these appearances matter. Lamar getting to an AFC Championship game last year, to me, doesn't absolve them of not getting this year, but I know he's capable of getting to an AFC Championship game. He has time, and he checked that box. So I think everything that you do every year that you have, whether it ends up in your ultimate goal or not, it adds to your legacy if you're one of the game's best.
I don't know any quarterback
in that space.
I don't know any quarterback, as long as I've been watching the game and really understanding the game of football, that has has gotten to a Super Bowl, win or lose, that we don't talk about. Guys that are good go to the Super Bowl, win or lose. They just do.
Yeah, but the thing is, Key, Brady's won, 7 Super Bowls? I don't even know the 7 teams or the quarterback. I can't even think of them. I know Brady won.
That he played against. I can tell you plenty of.
I mean,
whether it was a Hasselbeck, whether it was a Jake Delhomme.
I get it, but we don't talk about them. No,
I
that's why I say this win don't really do much. He got to win. He got to win it all.
Yeah, but those quarterbacks, all those guys that I can name that Brady has gone up against, most of them, was never, outside of Patrick Mahomes, was never considered. Like Jake Delhomme was never considered a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
Hasselbeck was never considered a top 5 quarterback.
That's why when Josh, because of who Josh is,
maybe Matt Ryan, because he won the MVP, was in that top 5, 6 category. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he won the MVP.
Yeah, he won the MVP that year. But outside of that, them quarterbacks don't. I
hear what you're saying, though. If he never ends up getting to a Super Bowl, that matters.
It's still the same legacy.
All right.
If he gets to the Super Bowl, lose, or he never gets to the Super Bowl, it's still the same legacy. We're not going to be like, well, we're going to say he's been to 2 Super Bowls, but winning it is going to take him to another level.
No, he's got to get to the Super Bowl.
It's fine.
Win or lose, he's got to get to the Super Bowl to even be in a conversation of one of the greats.
Yeah, no, but you got to win to be in the conversation with the greats.
Yeah.
You got to win it.
That's true, but if he...
I'm thinking of another Buffalo team that went to Super Bowl.
3 Super Bowl.
They went to 4.
Win. Yeah.
They went to 4, and Jim Kelly is in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And Jim Kelly's name comes up, but it's not in the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks of all time.
But he went... No, of course not. But, I mean, are we ready to put Josh Allen in the top quarterbacks
Well, he just said he's going to go down as one of the greatest. He said that.
If he gets a Super Bowl, yes.
One of the greats is not the same thing as the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he got a long ways to go for the greatest of all time.
Right. So we're having a bunch of different conversations because what I'm saying is Jim Kelly went to 4 Super Bowls and didn't win any of them, but he did play
in 4 of them, 4 straight.
Now we don't talk about Jim Kelly in the same breath as Tom Brady. Or Joe Montana.
If he won 1 or 2 of those,
but he still is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, of course.
So what I'm saying is,
if
you're talking about separating yourself, then you have to win.
Jim Kelly is not mentioned in any of the top 10 conversations all time. Let's say Jim Kelly won 4 of those 4.
Not even. Well,
we be talking about
that's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he got to go win it. So this game, we're going to even forget this game in about 5-10 years if he don't win the Super Bowl.
We won't be talking about this game in 5-10 years?
No, not if he don't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we'll be talking about Mahomes.
You know when we're going to be talking about this game? Monday. That's what we've been talking about.
Yeah, we're
starting out on Monday.
I'm saying in 5-10 years, I won't even remember.
Yeah, you will. Because if he don't win one, we going to still, hopefully we still all together, but we will be talking about why he didn't get there because he couldn't get past number 15. So we will be talking about it.
We're going to be talking about 15 and that 3-peat. That's what we're going to be talking about.
9-peat or whatever.
Yeah, that 9-peat.
Over to the NFC side, Jalen Hurts has taken the Eagles to the playoffs in 4 straight seasons. And this will be his 2nd NFC Championship game. Besides their last Super Bowl run in 2022, Hurts and the Eagles have been one and done every other trip to the postseason. And Commanders defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. talked about how Washington plans on defending Hurts. Little message.
This is what I love about sports.
You shouldn't don't do that, though.
No, I love this about sports, but this is a chess move. This is a psychological move. Like when I played in playoffs, they was like, if Pierce gets into the middle, we're going to foul him. So then it gets in your head like, man, should I drive the ball? Should Jalen run the ball?
Yeah,
these are psychological wars that are in sports that are great for the game because he really Jalen's going to think about it. Like, hey, how much do I run? I'm coming off concussion protocol a few weeks ago. They're going to hit me like a running back. This is
not a chance, Paul.
Pure game of chess.
No, they've been hitting him like a running back since he started playing.
Yeah, but it's like when you really put it out there, you putting it out there,
a little extra sauce.
Yeah,
but that's okay. Extra sauce is good till it ain't good no more. When he going up and down the field on you and you sitting there looking like a damn fool, running your mouth about what you're going to do to him.
It's all right.
Okay? Because I can tell you one thing.
They have to go back
that defensive coordinator ain't on the field.
So
he's just not on there. He ain't on the field.
Keith, think about this. And this is the psychological war for joy. So, like them saying, we're going to hit him like a running back run, maybe Jalen says, I'm going to run more of this game. Take him out their game plan. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he says,
Jalen ain't
like think about that. This is like, maybe, like if I'm playing hoops, we're going to let Paul shoot. Now maybe I'm shooting more, taking us out of our game plan. Maybe those things may happen or may not happen. I can almost
guarantee you, without having a conversation with Dan Quinn, he really didn't want to hear that. Didn't want to hear somebody that ain't even on the field. Talking about what y'all gonna do.
But I'm just saying, though, it's just psychological warfare. You know how it goes.
But you messing around in psychological warfare.
And then you get the quarterback like, oh, no, I'm thinking I might run 15 times today.
But that's a different. If you told me, Paul, if you said to me, another quarterback, I ain't even gonna name no names, but another quarterback, then I'll be like, yeah, that's probably gonna mess with him. It's not gonna mess with him,
yeah,
though.
that's fine.
His mental toughness is a different.
I get it, but I'm just saying I like this part of the game that people don't talk about enough. You know, it's part of the game.
What does Jalen Hurts have to prove on Sunday, Key?
He just needs to get back to the Super Bowl, right, and win it. I think getting his team back to the Super Bowl is what, in winning it, is really what he has to prove. Because if you look at it, here's a guy, and everybody's always talking about, oh, he's not that good at quarterback. He's more of a running. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. That's pretty damn good.
Hard to do.
It's hard to do. There's only active quarterbacks right now. You got Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. Well, if you want to call Aaron Rodgers active and Joe Flacco active, you can. Jimmy Garoppolo, if you want to call him active. Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts would be the only quarterbacks that are actively in the National Football League right now to go to 2 championship games. That's it. He's in that company. And there's only 4 of these guys that have won Super Bowls. That's it. So he can erase a lot of the he can't throw or he can't do this or he can't. What you mean he can't? Dude just took a seat to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, him
for the
going
second
to
time.
Another Super Bowl in 3 years.
It's crazy.
We have to stop talking about
yes.
the way that people are talking about Jalen Hurts. I think that's what he can prove. I don't really care how he plays. It's a zero-sum game at this point. And to your point, going to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, we know what he looks like in the Super Bowl. He played great
out.
in the
He
Super
just
Bowl.
that one little mishap.
Right. It's not like this year, obviously, they're going through Saquon Barkley. But you can't argue that every time that they've gone to the Super Bowl, if they go to the Super Bowl again, that they've only gone through the running game. Jalen was the defense was incredible.
There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat.
They were being led by Jalen Hurts. I'll say that. They had a historic defense, but they were being led by Jalen Hurts, and he played excellent in that Super Bowl game. So we'd have to change the entire narrative around Jalen Hurts. I don't care how great Saquon is playing this year. It's a zero-sum game at this point. Get to the Super Bowl. You don't need to prove how great you are. You don't need to prove you can throw the ball. Win the game. That's it. That is all you need to do. And
because we wouldn't
be healthy for
we wouldn't even be having these type of
conversations
conversations with other quarterbacks if they got to 2 Super Bowls in 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. We wouldn't be sitting up there talking about, oh, well, he's only 17 to 19 and 200 yards. We wouldn't even be doing that. That's just some hate.
Well, we can't prioritize and protect and put the quarterback position in such a high regard and then completely deprioritize it when it comes to one particular player.
Can't do it.
We can't do it. The quarterback is the most important position on the field, or it's not.
This is kind of different in my eyes. I mean, Jalen is in such a unique position because when you look at all the 4 teams left, he's the only one that's not the best player on his team. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we agree that Saquon Barkley is the guy. Saquon Barkley.
Because they decided to do it this way, though.
Saquon go is how Philly goes. We know that. He's been on all year.
I'm glad you're taking Washington.
No, but listen, Jalen doesn't have to prove nothing. He doesn't have to be great. We're putting that on Saquon's back because he's been great and he's got us to this point. Yeah, if he gets to 2 Super Bowl, that doesn't move him up the charts of where we think he is. He won't crack the big 4. You know what I'm saying? You still won't take him over Burrow, Lamar, Allen, Mahomes. All right, you got it. You won't either. You won't either.
I don't know that that's true.
You won't either.
I don't know that that's true.
I think we have to see what happens.
I don't know if that's true.
Come on now.
If Jalen goes to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, it's gonna make
it's because of the offensive line, Saquon.
That's for everybody, though, Paul.
But that doesn't necessarily come on. I mean, we've seen Purdy go to the Super Bowl. Where did that move him in the rankings? Come on now.
Yeah, but Purdy
he's not in the same position as these other 3 quarterbacks.
Also, Purdy,
he don't have the same pressure.
Purdy turned into a small pumpkin this year.
Also, this year, the Eagles are different than
That's what I just told you.
They're different.
They're
yeah.
different.
We've seen Jalen play
Yes.
than we've seen him play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This year might be an indictment of what you're saying, but the Super Bowl run year was not.
But, okay, so let me ask you this question. Why is it an indictment, though?
Well, I'm not saying that it is. I still think Jalen is one of the top quarterbacks.
Because his running back rushed for 2,000 yards, and they decided instead of letting Kellen Moore throw the ball all over the lot,
I think
they reduced
what
that.
Jalen is showing me, he's a quarterback that's good enough to get you to a Super Bowl. He doesn't have to be great quarterback. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of quarterbacks that's won Super Bowls that's not one of the top 5 or 10 quarterbacks in the league. We know that.
That's true. But tell me what's not great about Jalen.
I didn't say he wasn't great.
You just said it.
No, I said he doesn't have to be great for them to win. You know what I'm saying? That's the unique thing about this team. This is a different type of team than Washington. Jalen Daniels has to be great for them to win. Allen has to be great. Mahomes has to be great. He doesn't have to be great for them to win.
That's not Jalen's fault.
I know, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying that.
But that's not his fault, though. These are the cards that
This is how the team is built. I get it. And there's some Super Bowl teams that are built like that. I remember Baltimore with Flacco. And they got it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he made the plays when he needed to make the plays.
Yeah, and he's good enough to win a Super Bowl, I'm saying. Jalen's good enough, but he doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to prove anything.
Oh, that's good.
He has to just be solid.
I'm glad you finally said that.
Get the game plan here.
I'm glad you finally said he doesn't have to.
passes, short.
I'm so glad you finally said he doesn't have to be great.
But it's such a different pressure. He has a different pressure than the rest of the quarterbacks.
Yes.
That ain't his fault. It's not his fault.
I mean, they're just built differently.
It's built differently
than they were in years past.
Oh, stop looking at statistics.
What statistics do I have? We don't see no numbers. No numbers on my sheet.
Oh, this
is the eye test. This is the eye test.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.